Hey, peace and love, everyone. I'm just gonna give those who want to watch a moment to get in the room. And I apologize for these artificial lights here. It was really overcast today, so, and plus I'm doing this rather late, so there's not any natural light right now. So yeah, give you guys a moment to come on in. How is everyone doing today? And also I'm opening this up for questions too, if you have any concerns, or questions. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just get started. So, this video is called My Time with Melanation and Player Position. And I just want to start out by saying that this is not a negative video in any way. If anything, this video is meant to empower you all. Some of you guys know me, some of you don't. I'll just give you a bit of backstory. I arrived in Costa Rica about almost mid-April. And the reason why I came here is because, and I say this in my other videos, if you guys want to check out my first video ever on my YouTube channel, Nature Girl Neo, you can find out more information on what led me here to Costa Rica. But I'll give you a brief look at it now. I was tired of the bullshit in the matrix of the U.S. and and living in my lower self and not being able to break free of it. And I had to put in work to gain a perspective and realize what I needed to do to get out of there. So I knew that I belonged in a tropical place, and I thought about Puerto Rico because I've been there prior, like a couple of years before that. But then I was like, no, it's still part of the U.S. and all of that, so I decided not to. Meanwhile, colleagues of mine went to vacation to Costa Rica. I was seeing it everywhere. So I'm like, Costa Rica sounds interesting. And, and then I came across the Nature Boy videos. And so that, along with all the other synchronicities and the messages that I received, told me, okay, and I really felt in my core that I had a job to do here. So that's when I stumbled across the Nature Boy videos. And mind you, I had a dream. I had a dream of, like, a vision dream, because I don't believe I was quite asleep yet, of this tall brown-skinned guy with dreads. And I'm like, I wake up, I'm like, who is that? But, it just felt nothing but love. And I remember in the dream, there was like these floor-to-ceiling windows, and there was this wooden table in the kitchen. So, that was a dream. That was just my dream. So I was like, okay, whatever. I do have prophetic dreams, but I just thought maybe that was just a random dream. So, actually, no, I suspected that there was something more to that dream, but I didn't have all the answers. A lot of you guys can relate to that, I'm sure. So then, I'm going through these Nature Boy videos, and I decided, I started wrapping things up in my life because I knew I would be leaving. And I came across a Nature Boy video that mirrored my dream exactly. So, I'm in my room freaking out like, oh shit, that was my vision. Oh my God. Like I'd never seen Nature Boy a day in my life. So I'm like freaking out like, holy shit, that was my vision. Like it happened like that. So I'm like, all right, mama, I got you. I know what I'm supposed to do. So, and then I bought my plane ticket here to Costa Rica a day before I left because I wasn't playing with this. Like I wrapped everything I needed. As soon as everything was done, I left. So, and mind you, at that point, me and Nature Boy had been talking on WhatsApp for a couple months, back and forth from just getting information, sending positive vibes as, that's what I do. And so that was that. And I came here to Costa Rica. I'm sorry, I'm like shaking the phone right now. And so I came out here to Costa Rica. When I landed, I contacted Nature Boy right off, because I'm like, hey, I'm here. and blah, blah, blah. And, I was going to find a place. I pretty much knew where I was going, but I just wanted to, touch bases with him. And, we had another conversation on the phone, and I told him just a little bit more about myself and what I do, that I write, I like to sing, and I do this, blah, 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 blah. And so he's like, well, we're coming to San Jose on Friday, which was just a couple days. He was like, well, stay at this hostel. We'll see you. So, in my head, I'm like, oh, what? What? He just invited me to stay with them at the hostel, a hostel hotel. So I'm like, okay. So I go to the hostel and I wait the few days, and I think I need to tighten this. So I wait a couple days, and what am I doing with this selfie stick? I wait a couple days and then I see them. So that same night, we have like a little powwow, a little interview together. And, they're asking me questions about myself, because they're curious. They don't know me. I don't know them. So I tell them about myself, my background, where I came from, and I kept it completely funky with them. I resonated with them in a way, and I identified with many of them in a way, and I told them much about myself. And, Nature Boy remembered I had told them, I'm very intuitive, I'm very perceptive. And he remembered that. So he called me out and he asked me to share that gift with them. And any of you who are clairvoyant, who are empaths, who are intuitive and perceptive, that you can't quite just call it up. It just kind of floats to you. You just get it and it just happens. It's not something that you could just, pinpoint. Peace and love, Smiley. Hey, mwah. So, I say this to them. I'm just looking around the room, just, like, oh my gosh, like, how am I supposed to just make my gifts show up like this? So, and then my eyes drift on Fiery and Yaya, and they drift off. And then all of a sudden it just comes to me, and I say to them, I can just tell when someone is like, has been abused, or they've been through domestic violence or physical abuse. I just know it. And because my eyes drifted on them, I knew that wasn't an accident. And I instantly knew I was talking about them. Instantly knew. And so, no one in the room says a word. Everyone's quiet. And so, Nature Boy's just nodding his head like, So you said you could sing, and that was it. The conversation just switched. Yaya staring at me, her eyes are wide, and Fiery's not really looking at me. So then it just transitioned to me singing. So I sang for them, and I did a spoken word poem for them, and that was that. And we vibed, and I did a couple live videos with them, and talked to some people on Nature Boy's page. So for the next few days, we rocked. We rocked together, and I felt what I needed to feel. And on the second day, there was an occurrence when I was really like, you know what? I don't think this is for me. And the occurrence was Nature Boy yelling at Fiery and Yaya, and I didn't like that at all. I'm someone, I came from a lot of dysfunction and, verbal abuse and mental abuse and things like that. So I know what it's about, and I didn't like that. I didn't like seeing my sisters going through that. And when I first got here, my Samsung phone had died. So, I took it up the street to the mall. So I was, I got dressed that day, and I'm like, I'm telling them, I'll be back. I'm going to the mall. Do you guys want anything? Do you want to come? And blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, you want to ask Master Teacher if you could go. So in my mind, I'm like, ask them if I could go. I haven't asked permission in a long time. What? But I'm like, all right. So mind you, this whole time, they're arguing in the other room, like heavy, like straight up going in, like disrespect and you so stupid and all of this. And so I'm sitting there, I'm looking around the room like, all right, so none of y'all brothers in here is gonna like go check him. Then I want to say Key came back like, oh, I knocked on the door and it's probably not the best time and all of this. And so I'm like, well, I gotta go to the mall, and they want me to ask him for permission and let him know. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock on his door. Mind you, the whole time I'm listening to him go in on Yaya and Fiery. So I'm like, any minute they about to let it out. Like any minute that divine feminine don't play that, they about to make it rain on this dude. I know that. Like any minute. That did not happen. It didn't happen. So I'm knocking on the door and he's like, what? And in my head, I'm like, okay, so this is about to get real heavy because you're not going to talk to me like that. But he opens the door and he sees me and he's like, oh yeah, well, Peace Reflection, what's up? So I tell him I'm going to the mall. He's like, all right, to go get my phone. He's like, all right, cool. And I was like, I'll be right back. And he's like, all right, cool. So that was that. Mind you, the whole time, me and Nature Boy actually rocked. Because when you take away the pride, when you take away the ego, when you take away all the extra melanation, rah-rah, master teacher shit, he's really like everybody else. He's really just like you. He's really like the dude you see at the bodega up the street. It's nothing... He's not Gandhi. Like, he's not Buddha. Like, he's just a regular person. So me and him, we was kikiing in the kitchen. Because the person I rocked with wasn't master teacher. The person I rocked with was Eligio Bishop. Like, that was it. He liked the fact that I was from the tri-state too. I'm from Connecticut. And we just vibed in that way. So we in the kitchen kikiing, joking, vibing, talking and all of this stuff. And, I'm getting side looks from everybody else because they don't rock with him like that. It's so more like, yes, master teacher, sir. Like, yes, okay, we do this, we do that. Not me. When I showed up, I was like, yo, what's up? Like, hey, I was just being myself. So that's how we vibed. It was never like any subservient, submissive energy between me and him ever. So, and I got a couple side eyes because of that. So that was our relationship. And we had one-on-one conversations and he was impressed with, me showing my clairvoyance just like that and me willing to sing. And I don't sing in front of nobody except for like church when I was a kid. So I sang for them and I did my spoken word. So he was open to that. And he invited me and said, you going to be my right hand. Yeah, you coming with us. You my right hand. You going to keep me on point. You're going to give me insights. I know you know how to manifest. He's like, you could help me manifest a new vehicle. And I was like, yeah, I could do that. I manifested my vehicle in Connecticut. That's nothing. That's light work. What's next? And then he's like, I was supposed to go with them to the jungle and all of this. But the whole time, I was talking in spirit. I was talking to Mama, like, you really want me here? Because I knew me meeting them, I had a job to do, period. Like, me being in Costa Rica, I had a job to do. Me meeting Melanation, I had a job to do. I just didn't quite know what that job was, what it entailed, what was involved. So, I always kept that in the forefront in my mind. And as I'm walking to the mall after I'm witnessing, the argument and the verbal abuse and the just straight up abuse, I'm thinking like, okay, Mama, like, this ain't for me. Like, I don't want to be here. Like, if you tell me to stay with these people, I'm going to stay with them. But if you tell me to leave, I'm out. Like, you just give me the go ahead. Like, you give me the signs and let me know what I'm supposed to do. Because I'm only going to follow source. I'm only going to follow spirit. I don't care what nobody else say. I follow Mama. I follow God. That's it. So, like, by the end of that day, by the next day, I'm like, you know what? I just, I ain't feeling it. I don't want to be here. I just, nah, bruh. I don't like it. Plus, I don't like how the women are being treated. Like, if you pumping up the divine feminine, then you should have some divine feminine shot callers out here. And what it was when he met me, that was supposed to be me. How ironic is that? It was supposed to be me. And I was supposed to be, with the right hand, and I was in charge of the women and getting them all together. And, I hosted the live broadcast and whoop-de-woo and all of that. That's not important. But, so that's what it was. So on the last day, they had called a meeting. As soon as they called the meeting, I just knew. All right, they don't want you to go with them. And I was like, okay, but it's not Nature Boy. Nope, he in my corner. And I thought it was one of the women. I ended up being right. And I ended up being right on who exactly it was too. And there's no need to say that, but no need to say the name. But I knew it was one of the women that didn't rock with me. And And so as soon as they call the meeting, I'm like, okay, yeah, so this is good. And I'm like, thank you, mama, because you telling me, okay, I'm not supposed to be with them. Whatever my job was, I must have done it because they wrapping it up, right? So they giving me the meeting, and Nature Boy starts first, and he's like, yo, like, I fucks with you. Like, I fucks with you so heavy. He's like, I really, really, really want you to come with us. And then, you know, and I was like, yeah, you know, I understand. Like, it's nothing but love. I had already known I wasn't going with them. So I'm like, I'm just sitting there like, all peace. Like, I'm going to respectfully listen to y'all talk because I really would like y'all insight. I really do like to hear the opinion of other people. You know, just let me just hear them out. So, you know, and I smiled at him and I'm like, okay, you know, that's cool. That's what's up. And so they went across the room and I'm just listening to everybody. And Azul was the one that's like, yo, like, nah, she coming with us. She's dope as fuck. Like, y'all tripping. Like, what you mean? Like, she the realest out here. Like, so shout outs to Azul. And I always show him love because, you know, he kept it real. He wasn't a yes man. He wasn't just going with what everybody else was saying. He was just like, nah, I fucks with her. And everybody else was going around and I'm just listening and I'm like, wow, they don't even really know me. Like, for awakened beings, they can't identify who's in a room with them. They can't feel, you know what I'm saying? They don't know who I am. And if they really kind of stepped outside of themselves, they would kind of see me in a different light. And that, which always ends up happening later on, and when it's too late, when I'm like, nah, I'm good. So, you know, so that's what that's about. And, you know, I was hearing a few things like your vibe attracts your tribe. And in my head, I'm like, well, damn, baby. Like, well, your vibe attracts someone who abuses you. Like, that shit ain't cool, my love. Like, that shit ain't cool. And then even when I knocked on the door, you know, you see the two women, Fiery and Yaya, huddled up, crying and faces red. And I'm just like, yo, I'm staring at them like, baby, blink twice, baby. That's all you got to do. Just blink twice and I can help you. But it was just like this kind of like this shame about it. And, you know, they didn't want my help, you know, and, you know, they put their heads down, they put their eyes down. They didn't want my help. So I'm just like, okay, you know, you can't teach every lesson out here. Not every lesson is for you to teach. So, you know, I backed off. And so, you know, I took in consideration everything they said. And there was a few of them that just did not like me. And I remember Fiery saying, you know, when Nature Boy is talking, you shut the fuck up. And in my head, I'm like, nah, baby, that's you. That's you. I walk in my power. I know who the fuck I am. I know what I got going on. Like, you can't just assume that I'm supposed to do that. Like, because when I talk, my words have power. I know that for certain. Like, you stop talking so you could learn something. But again, I kept nothing but the love energy and I kept sending it out to them. And I still send it out to them. Always send it out to them. Even when I left, you know, there was a conversation that they had on how everyone who leaves Melanation, they always talk bad and negative and they drag everybody's dirt in a name. And everybody's name in the dirt. Dang. Everybody's name in the dirt. And me, you know, I sat down with Nature Boy and I'm like, yo, I'm not going to do that. Like, I have no purpose to do that. You know, because everybody is a teacher. Everybody is a student. You got to be able and open to learn these lessons from anybody. It don't matter who they are. You going to learn something or not. So, you know, and in my first video, I talked about that. How, you know, you learn lessons from people. You take the good and you leave everything else. That's all you got to do. Just take the good and leave everything else. When we had that final meeting together, it dawned on me like so strong. I felt it in my toes that my job, the reason why I was with Melanation was to inspire the women. The women there was to be the light for the women. And it just hit me like, boom, like, okay. And in that moment, I'm like, yep, Yaya's gonna leave. Yaya's gonna be the first one to go. She gonna leave, watch. Then it's gonna be BP, because they connected. Them two, they gonna leave ASAP. I just knew it. I knew it. And then when I left, you know, I linked up with Mocha and that, and, you know, I would tell her that, and she's like, nah, but Yaya loves him. And I'm like, listen, My intuition be on point, bruh. That's why I'm here. I follow my intuition here to Costa Rica. I follow spirit. It be on point. I know what I'm talking about. She about to go. And they're like, okay, you know, people from Melanation who I became cool with, people who I met here from the US, you know, we were talking about it too. And I'm like, nah, she gonna leave. I'm like, a lot of them are gonna leave. And they're like, girl, whatever. I'm like, watch. Month and a half, 2 months later, Yaya left. BP left. And I'm like, see? I'm telling other people, I'm like, watch, somebody else is gonna leave. And I'm like, I don't think it's gonna be EJ. I'm just not feeling that it's EJ. I don't know who it's gonna be, but somebody gonna go. It ended up being Irie and Phoenix. Then I met up with someone else, and I'm like, you know, I keep thinking about Azul. Like, he keep coming up. He keep coming up to the point where I messaged him. I sent him a direct message, you know, just checking in on him, sending him love. And he's like, peace, reflection, you know, everything's cool. And, you know, that was nothing but love. Come to find out, he left. And then he left with Fiery. So I'm like, bruh. So the people who I was talking to, they were like, yo, Neo, like, you really called it. Like, how you knew that was going to happen? I say all of that to say this, okay? You gotta play your position. You gotta follow source. You gotta follow spirit in the messages that you receive. And you gotta stick to your intuition and what you know. In every situation that you come across, it's not an accident and synchronistic. And you have a job to do. You have a role to play. And you gotta play it. And you have to be patient and trust in spirit to give you those messages and to give you the strength and the power to do what you need to do. I really was with Melanation for 3 days just to help the women there who were being oppressed and suppressed and abused and disrespected and whose light was being squashed. And I didn't like that shit because my light was squashed at some point. It was. And then I came here. And you know, that's another thing. Nature Boy really commended me and on many of his lives that I just came out here. I didn't know for certain I was going to be with them. I didn't really know what was going to go on. All I knew is that I was going to be all right. Because that's the message I received from Source. And I trusted in that. And I didn't need anybody to co-sign for me or give me a place to stay. Like, no. Like, I was doing it strictly for me. It just so happened to be with Melanation. And although my visions and dreams all came true regarding Melanation, I knew that I just knew I had a role to do. I had a job to do, and that was it. And that, you know, I was just going to follow Source. And I really wasn't meant to be with them. You know, in retrospect, I knew that right then, but I fully know that now. And especially when all those women and everybody else started leaving, that, you know, really, Neo, this is what you were supposed to do, period. They needed to see that. You know, Yaya needed to see that. They needed to see another strong woman because Yaya's strong. Fiery's strong. They needed to see another strong woman do her thing on her own. Don't need nobody to co-sign for her. Just follow Source energy and leaves it up to that. And that's it. And they needed that to inspire them. And it did. And how do I know that? I know that intuitively in my bones that was the job I was supposed to do. So I say all of this to inspire y'all. Like, really, you don't need nobody to co-sign for you, baby. You don't. You got it all on your own. You have the power and the strength all on your own. And for those people who are still with the Nature Boy wave, don't take that away from them. Because whatever you need to say, he was responsible for shaking a few trees out here. Whatever you gotta say, there was a lot of people that needed to hear that message from him, whether he regurgitated it or not. And that's just what it is. And you can't take that away. I'm not gonna take it away. You know what I'm saying? I heard his messages too. And just because I graduated from the Nature Boy program doesn't mean I'm gonna look down on the next person who's still with it. You know what I'm saying? And for those who left and came back, you didn't graduate from the program. You like the pregnant girl in high school that took a break to have her baby and then she came back. So, nah, you didn't graduate quite yet. There's still more that you have to do. You have to repeat the class then. You didn't pass. You didn't graduate. You got to repeat the class. All of y'all who left and came back, you just got to repeat the class. But for those who were Nature Boy friends, fans, followers, subscribers, and all of you who graduated from the Nature Boy program, Take it for what it is. You graduated. This whole journey is about ascension. It's about doing better than the day before, doing better than the year before. That's all it's about. It's the pursuit of knowledge. You take the knowledge wherever it may come, and you dissect it, and you study it, and you take it apart, and you put it back together, and then you keep going. You go on to the next program. You go on to the next class, and you keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going, and you don't stop, and you keep trusting in yourself and in the universe. And that's really all it's about. That's really it. You know what I'm saying? So, again, the purpose of this video is not to put any negative energy out into this universe. I'm not even about it. I'm not about it. I'm not about it. Those who know better know it's our job to continue to put love and positivity and harmony and balance into this universe, no matter what anybody says or thinks. Even when we doubt ourselves. Keep doing it, because that's your job. Play your position. That's what you're here to do, and you do it. Because mama gonna whoop that ass if you don't. And that's evidence in a couple situations that happened over the past few days. But that's another story. I'm not even gonna get into that. Y'all could do what y'all will with that. But you follow source and you follow the universal should whoop that ass. And it's really that simple. So I advise all of y'all, walk in your power. Know who you are. Know who you are and play your position. And keep growing and keep building and keep doing what you gotta do. And that's it. And graduate the programs you need to graduate. Use discernment to know when it's time for you to graduate a certain program. Because I did. And it's really because I asked for it. I asked for that assistance and that help. I asked mama, I asked the universe, let me know if you need me to stay or if you need me to go. That's it. And give me multiple, just in case I'm acting stupid today, give me multiple examples. Give me the answer in many different ways. Have someone I never seen before give me the answer, please, because I need to know. So that's what I did. And you know, I really am not trying to take up too much of y'all time. Thank y'all for joining me. And, you know, let me scroll up and see what's happening. Let me see. Oh, y'all asking a lot of questions, huh? Hold on. I might have missed you. Wait a minute. Okay. I'm in Costa Rica. I love myself too. I'm from Connecticut, but I've been living in Costa Rica for about 6-7 months now. Thank you for the love. Let me see. I know I missed some of y'all questions. You're so cute, Smiley. Let's see. Oh, wow. Peace and love, y'all. I didn't expect you to be in here. They bitches. First of all, they're not bitches. Don't disrespect my sisters like that. Don't do that. That's the last time you gonna say that. Don't call females bitches. I don't care what you think about them. And Yaya, I sent her a lot of love. I checked in on her. I checked in on all of them who have left. I send them a lot of love because we all go through it, and we can't say that we haven't. And a lot of us can't say that we haven't abused other people. So nah, people go through things for a reason. It's to teach them a lesson, and they gotta learn the lesson, right? They have to figure out who they are. And she did. Whatever way she did, whether I agree or you agree or whoever agrees, that's what that's about. So yeah, don't say that no more. Why did I leave Melanation? Well, I pretty much sum it up in this video, and also if you check out my YouTube channel, one of the first, actually, no, I never really put up why I left Melanation on my other videos. I put why I left the US and why I came to Costa Rica in my other videos. So this video right here, I guess, would sum that up for you. Yes, I'm very grateful I didn't get caught up. And yes, spirit be knowing. That's a fact. That's a fact. Let's see what else you got for me. I was gonna leave. You thought I was gonna come already went to the Melanation at the time. Right. Yeah, see, you knew it too. It's that intuition. You know what it's about. I knew she would be the first one to leave, and as soon as she left, that was really going to be downhill because she was the glue. You know what I'm saying? She was the light. She represented that divine feminine that he was talking about. And in many ways, she was still oppressed and suppressed. in that movement. And now she's not. And I'm grateful for that. I'm totally rooting for my sister. Totally. Whatever she may do. I don't care. As long as she's shining her light and with nobody trying to squeeze out that light, hey, I'm good. Not got down balance. Not knowing alignment with balance, intuition, and healing. Hello, Raja. Handcuffs. Yes, I totally feel you, Raja. Elmo. I hate how they clown him. You know what? A lot of people have opinions about him, and we just have to respect their opinion. Me, I'm not clowning nobody. I take what I need to take. I learn what I need to learn from them, and I leave what else I don't need to learn from them. And that's all it's about. You just keep it moving. That's it. So I'm not gonna say anything negative about anyone at this point. I know what it means to put negativity out into this universe, and plus it's crunch time. We can't afford to put any more negative energy out into this place. So I'm responsible for what I put out, and I choose to put out love energy. And I hope a few people are with me on that. Yes, I'm still in Costa Rica. When I receive messages from Source, when it's time to leave, that's when I'll go. Definitely. You're very welcome. Kipira? Hope I'm saying your name right. Thank you, Roots Queen. Peace and love to you. So you leave every 3 months. To renew your passport, you might want to leave every 3 months. But a lot of the locals say it's not like that. If you're doing what you're supposed to do here, it's not a problem. And that's another thing. It's been dawning on me for quite some time now that Costa Rica is a place where you either allowed in or you gonna get kicked out. Like it's an energy here that I'm noticing. Not many people are able to stay in this energy, and it's just something that dawned on me, and I don't always have the words to explain that. But yeah. Too much talk and not enough listening. Yes, I hear that. With the men are the protectors, but when you have, I don't even want to say young, because age isn't quite a factor in most situations, in many situations. But yeah, when you have young men and you're taking care of them, you're the authority and you're the master teacher, and you're also the role of the big brother, uncle, and father. They're gonna do what you say do. And unfortunately, a lot of them haven't been able to find that strength within themselves to protect the women there. And that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I hope that changes. Yes, the butterfly effect. Oh my gosh. Like when I was just thinking about making this video, that dawned on me. Absolutely, Raja. You be on point. You be on point. Yes. Yes. Peace and love, everyone. Beautiful. Yeah, so that's really my experience. And again, sending love and energy. Do any of you have any questions before I wrap it up? Anything you want to ask? You are more than welcome to ask me. I'll give you guys a couple seconds. Yes, Raja, thanks for the bravery, the facts. Yes, of course, you're very welcome, more than welcome. I really do these videos to get my truth out, only for the goal of inspiring someone else to get their truth out, and to heal myself, and to be truthful and keep it absolutely funky with myself first. And I give it out to y'all with love. And I talk about what I know to be true. So I send that out to you guys, and do what you will with it. I really hope it motivates you guys. You're very welcome, Ibrahim. Elmo, yeah, well, every 90 days you want to cross the Panama border. Most people cross the Panama border to renew their passport. It's very simple, but a lot of the locals since I've been here, said if you're low key, you don't do anything, nobody's going to bother you. I know someone who's been here. Well, she's been here more than 7 years, but she hadn't left for the U.S. in 7 years, and no one gave her any issues because you don't do anything. You don't cause problems. You don't put out any negativity. Nobody knows about you like that. You know what I mean? So, most people either cross the border or they stay. And that's what that's about. And if you don't cross the border, you can go to the embassy, and I think you pay like $100, which is really cheaper than crossing the border in Panama, because you have to stay in Panama for a while, for a few days. So, yeah, that's an option too. When are you coming back to CT? Well, my wonderful, handsome nephew, whenever universe tells me to. Honestly, I'm following source right now. I'm following spirit. If they tell me to go left, I go left. If they tell me to go right, I go right. Because I know what it's like when you're not obedient. They whoop that ass. Gotta whoop that ass. Gotta show you yourself in other people and in many different situations. So I'm really not trying to go there. And, all of my meditations and prayer and divinations and the messages I'm receiving are telling me, to stay put for a while and everything is going to be okay. And, since I've been here, oh my God, it's been beautiful. It's been so beautiful. And it's because, I know better, a little more now. I know a little bit more now, and I consistently put out loving energy, so I get it back a lot, and I'm so grateful for that. So no matter where I am, I'm going to continue to put out loving energy, and I know that I'll be more than okay. Aw, thank you, Chosen Stella. Smiley, I was about to ask the same question. Are y'all both in the video? Y'all funny. I love y'all. Didn't catch the whole video, so will you share on your page? Yes, of course, I will share this on my page, and also I'm going to upload it to my YouTube channel, Nature Girl Neo, and my other videos are up there, my spoken word. I don't have my singing video up there, but it's on my timeline, and if you have Instagram, I'm at Nature Girl Neo, and just a little snippet of this song I'm working on. I'm almost done with it, and it's my first time ever posting myself singing. So I had to overcome that shyness and post it. And I'm a little flat, but oh well. Let's see. Channel Master Teacher with energy has always been told. Yes. You can't get caught driving or in the city, right? What if police catch you? You go to jail, right? Well, I don't really know about that, Elmo. I don't drive here. I legit walk, or take the bus, or a taxi, or these beautiful souls around me would just offer me a ride into town or to the bus stop, which is like a 20-minute walk from here. But most times I don't mind walking. I like the exercise. Today I took a taxi though, because I had a lot of stuff on me, and I didn't feel like walking up these Costa Rican mountains with all them bags, because Costa Rica has a lot of mountains and hills. So yeah, I don't know nothing about the police. My interactions with the police here have been great. And I guess it's just because of how I come across. I smile and wave like they the homie, and they don't really care. They tell me to have a nice day, and a couple of them hollered. So I'm good. I'm good as far as the police go. So, okay, thank you. Just an experience that looks for power and fame, sis. Well, yeah, Raja, that's what that's about. So, all right, I'm around for a couple more questions. What y'all gotta ask, what y'all gotta say. I'll wait for y'all. It's kind of chilly tonight. I'm in the house. Again, I apologize for the artificial lights. Peace and love, Nori. How are you, beautiful? I miss you so much. I hope you're doing well. So yeah, y'all, I'm just gonna wrap this up because, I said all I needed to say. This whole video is to empower you. It really is. Play your position. Know who you are. Know what you bring to the table, because you bring so much more than you know. You have the power to teach other people. You have the power to change the whole world, and that sounds crazy, but legit. Just like the butterfly effect, just like Raja was saying, and she completely just plucked that from my mind. Just like the butterfly effect, a simple smile has the power to change somebody, more than one, more than two, you don't know, it has the power to change somebody's whole life. So just walk in that. Walk in your power. Walk in your authority. You are a powerful, intelligent sister. Oh, thank you, TNCO. Beautiful. I love myself. I love me and I love myself. I love you all. So yeah. So this will be updated to Nature Girl Neo on YouTube. And I'm on Instagram at Nature Girl Neo. And if you guys have any more questions, let me know. And I appreciate all of y'all who inboxed me and making sure I'm okay and sent me messages. That is beautiful. And I'm humbled and appreciative of that. And yes, I'm more than okay. And I hope you guys are doing well as well. Peace and love, Nuri. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up. And yeah, that's it. Mwah. Love y'all. Peace.